G'day guys and gal, we all have our demons. My best mate is addicted to orgy porn. A crack addict tried to attack me and my friends last night while we were heading for dinner. I've invested thousands of dollars into the creation of hentai. The point I'm making is there is something dark within all of us. For Warhammer, this is cranked up to 11, as the demons in that galaxy can cut you open from balls to brain. But did you know that not every demon is this mustache-twirling villain or just some cannon fodder minion? The Chaos Gods might have the most amount of demons, but that doesn't mean they own 100% of the market share. There are many very interesting demons that owe no allegiance to anyone but themselves, or the mad lad that binds them to servitude. I want to quickly thank everyone who bought a Majorkill mini over the last week using the Black Friday discounts and free shipping. I've been busy sending out an absolute minge load of plastic crack. The sale is now ended, but I've once again reduced the price across the board and made shipping free on all orders over $100. I'm always working behind the scenes to get the cost down, so I'm like the only business in the world right now trying to battle inflation. There's still plenty of minis in stock, so if you want to pick up a new addition to your army while supporting me, this is the way to do it. Today we'll go over the demons in the Warhammer universe. We will go over different tiers of demons as well as how demons are created. We'll also discuss what happens when a demon is banished as well as how a demon advances through the ranks. I'll also take this time to talk about demonic possession, going over the various types of possession. While this video will primarily focus on demons in 40k, there is a lot of overlap with the fantasy and AOS setting when it comes to demons in general. Let's get into it. Where did the demons come from? You could say that they emerged at the same time as the Chaos Gods, as most demons are just small shards of their god, but that wouldn't be entirely accurate. Evil warp entities existed long before the ruinous powers did, and many of these entities were easily classifiable as demons. However, these demons weren't really a big deal, as they had no unified purpose or goal. Sometimes they'd possess someone, be a bit of a prick, and then either get banished or just get bored and move on. But overall, not much of a problem. However, during the War in Heaven, when the gods of chaos began to materialize, demons got a lot spicier. It's not entirely clear when Khorne, Nurgle, and Titsnitch became a thing. Old lore puts it during mankind's dark ages, Khorne being the Crusades, Nurgle being the Black Death, and Titsnitch the Renaissance. But yeah, like, fucking nah. Most likely they emerged during the War in Heaven, when the warp was corrupted by hatred and war. The three gods spent millions of years waging silent wars against each other, not being able to invade real space yet, as the Elder Empire would have just shat all over their tits. Slaanesh would later be born when the Elder shat on their own tits, literally and metaphorically. With the four gods now a thing, the demons we all know and love could begin to manifesting. To create a demon, a Chaos God has to sacrifice a shard of themselves. The bigger the shard, the better the demon that comes out. This is why giving a demon true death is such a big deal. You are literally permanently killing a shard of that Chaos God. So why do the Chaos Gods allow themselves to be sharded if it decreases their power and leaves parts of them vulnerable? Well, imagine you're a Chaos God and your demons are money. If you want to get rich, you got to invest your demons. For example, for Khorne to gain power, he needs people to fucking murder the shit out of each other. If people aren't doing that, he can spend some power to make a demon army. He can then send that demonic army to attack someone, which in turn creates bloodshed, which in turn empowers him further, allowing him to create more and better demons. It's a bit more complicated than that, but the general idea is that demons usually turn over a net profit in power for their Chaos God, which is why the gods are so happy to shed a little weight to create them. I mentioned true death earlier, as when you kill a demon, they generally just don't die. They get banished back to the warp where they twiddle their thumbs and reflect on their life mistakes, before eventually returning to real space and doing it all again. From a writer's perspective, this is handy, as even the meanest demons can get sodomized to death and can pop up in the next chapter. But what actually happens to a demon when they're banished? Why can't they just instantly re-enter real space? Well, there is consequence to getting banished. After all, if the demons could just instantly unbanish themselves, then Chaos would have won a long time ago. Being banished doesn't mean getting teleported to the warp. It means their forms are torn to shreds, cast into hell, and then forced to painstakingly rebuild themselves over time. It is true that you can just force a demon back into his portal and then shut the portal, meaning that they don't need to reform so they can get back into the fight a lot quicker, but generally that's not how banishment works. Like, it generally takes thousands of years. Chaos Gods can expend power to speed up this process if they need a particular demon thrown back into the fight quicker, but generally they don't do this, as it teaches their minion a lesson on not getting banished like a pussy. So that's banishment, but how do you give the demon le true death? Demons are made up entirely of energy. they have no flesh or organs despite what their appearance might show you. Like the intestines hanging out of Demons of Nurgle aren't genuine intestines that process food and shit, they're just there for aesthetics. So in order to kill a being of pure energy, you have to low-key violate the laws of conservation of mass, which states that matter cannot be created or destroyed, only changed. Unless, you have a big-ass flaming sword that belonged to the God Emperor of mankind. That second part was added towards the end of the Great Crusade. So yeah, to actually kill a demon, you have to destroy its matter and very soul. Some weapons are capable of doing this, the Emperor's flaming sword being the prime example. It also seems like the Lion can power up whatever weapon he is using to achieve a similar effect. In the Eisenhorn books, Eisenhorn creates a very overpowered and slightly heretical rune staff, which he uses to completely annihilate a demon host. Eisenhorn genuinely believes that when the demon was hit by his load, it was given true death, rather than just banishment. A powerful enough psyker would also likely be able to give a demon true death, if they hit them with a big enough Kamehameha. The concept of true death is terrifying to demons. They call it the great game because to demons, it's a game. If you lose a battle, you just reform in the warp. If your god is angry at you, you get put in timeout, but it's only for a limited amount of time. But if some pissed off blonde dude dices you up with daddy's sword, then you're gone forever. After all, despite being shards of their god, each demon has its own unique consciousness. Chaos is not a hive mind. A part of having their own consciousness and limited free will means that most demons gain or lose power not on the whim of their god, but due to their own actions and abilities. Kugath Plaguefather, widely considered to be the greatest of Nurgle's demons, started off his life as a Nurgling, which is, pretty much as rock bottom as it can get. He was not made with grand design or intention, he was just a little bitch sitting on Nurgle's shoulder. He gained his immense power because he fell into Nurgle's cauldron and drank all the god plagues that have been brewing in there, hence becoming a powerful greater demon. Similar things have happened across the board. Kairos Fatewee that doesn't have two heads and can see the past and future simultaneously because Titsnit thought it would be funny, he has those traits because Titsnit threw him into the Well of Eternity, because he thought it was funny. When Kairos emerged from the well, he had these new upgrades. The Chaos Gods can empower their demons, but they do it to boost their best servants, not just to elevate random plebs to a higher power level. You gotta remember that whilst the Chaos God's power is vast, it's not infinite. Why spend 100 units of power turning a random unremarkable bloodletter into a bloodthirster when you could spend the same amount of power turning a legendary bloodthirster who has proven themselves in thousands of battles into Kabanda? When a demon has been blessed by their god for proving themselves, they become exalted. Hence why you see shit like exalted bloodthirsters or exalted plague bearers. There are a few tiers of demons, but it's important to note that it's not exactly a pyramid structure. Weak-ass greater demons can be taken down by elite exalted lesser demons. Demon princes and greater demons are also interchangeable in the power ranking depending on which demon you're talking about. The lowest tier of demon are the demonic creatures. Barely sentient, these demons are more akin to animals and are looked down by literally everyone and everything. They can be used as mounts and steeds or just for a bit of extra punch in battle. For example, Khornite fleshhounds, Nurglite beasts, and those rape horses of Slaanesh are all demonic creatures. Then there is the lesser demons, the rank and file armies of the Chaos Gods who are mass produced and expected to suffer quite a few casualties per battle. The power gap here is significant. For example, a Nurgling is a lesser demon, but if you throw a Nurgling at the Herald of Khorne, the Nurgling is gonna have a fucking shit one. Bloodletters, Plaguebearers of Nurgle, and Daemonettes of Slaanesh are all examples of lesser demons. The next tier is the greater demons. Each god only has one unit type of greater demon, with the greater demon actually looking quite a lot like their patron god, especially the great unclean ones. They embody their god's vision of a perfect warrior and commander, hence are generally the most powerful demonic unit you'll see on a battlefield. Bloodthirsters, Keepers of Secrets, and Changers of Ways are examples of greater demons. Now the most interesting ones, the Demon Princes. Demon Princes are unique in the way that they start off their life as a mortal, but through crunching too many nangs or rubbing a cheese grater on their balls too much, attracted the attention and favour of one of the Chaos Gods. The Chaos Gods then proceed to expend a portion of their power to elevate the mortal to become a Demon Prince. All the Primarchs that became demons are now considered to be Demon Princes, but they are in their own league above the rest. Generally, the more powerful the mortal, the more powerful the prince that will emerge from them. Demon princes usually have more potential to be powerful than a greater demon, but in practice, only a handful of them actually are. So how does possession work? What happens if a demon penetrates your orifices and cuddles up inside you? Well, it depends on a few factors. When Chaos Space Marines want to get a cheeky power boost without becoming a demon's bitch, they can merge with them to become a possessed marine. Often they end up becoming the demon's bitch anyway, as demons are notorious scumbags, but there are times when the Space Marine and demon form a symbiotic bond. The best example of this being Argul Tal. He maintained his personality, will, and consciousness, however in times of need could transform into his demon form and fuck shit up. Another form of possession is through the use of various demon weapons. These weapons hit hard, and they can make you a legend, however they have a tendency to break down your willpower and eventually consume your soul and inhabit your body, kinda like what happened with Fulgrim. Most potent demon weapons have a demon within them. For normal people, a common method of possession is to become a demon host. This is when a demon forces its way inside your body, kills you, and then uses your body as a puppet. You don't always die, but often you're killed before the demon host enters your body, because there's no real point in being alive for the process if you're just going to try and resist it. Demon hosts are incredibly powerful, being more or less fucked up superheroes and very difficult to kill. Funnily enough, demon hosts have been used on numerous occasions by inquisitors, who bind the demons to their will and use them as wildly overpowered members of their retinue. Chaos cultists do the same, hence occasionally a battle between Chaos and the Inquisition will be like a Pokemon fight to see whose demon host will kick whose ass. Regardless of who binds them, demon hosts hate their lives. They will proactively try to break free from their master's bond and then will promptly murder the shit out of them. The more bound a demon host, the weaker it is, so it's a bit of a trade-off. Would you rather a super powerful Pokemon that is doing its absolute best to break free of your control and kill you, or do you want a solid Pokemon who isn't going to try and kill you in your sleep? Tough call. Demons are more than just mindless mustache-twirling villains. They have dreams, aspirations, and hobbies. It's just unfortunate that those dreams, aspirations, and hobbies tend to involve turning people inside out while they're still alive. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, then Patreon is the place to be. Where only $1 per month give you access to a boatload of naughty pictures, which I think is actually causing YouTube to start having a bit of a problem with me. Hit the subscribe button, then hit the real subscribe button for more demonic content. Join the Discord for more memes, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!